What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about 5 reasons why you should buy the Galaxy S22 in 2022-2023. This is like a top recommendation for me. I did this video like a month ago when I bought it, and I just want to give you guys an update, just some of the things that I really like about this phone. First, we got to start off with the price of this phone. So you can see I've been price checking. So this phone is $400, right? Now you can see a Galaxy A73, $440 essentially. And then we type in S22, and the S22 is a flagship phone. Those are mid-range phones, right? S22, this is the same refurbished, renewed version you can get for $400. I have zero issues so far with it. I buy a lot of my phones refurbished, renewed, actually, just to save the price and just to make sure they're good to recommend to you guys. I've never really had an issue buying from Amazon and from eBay as long as you get it from certain sellers. But that's one of the things I want to talk about, the price. You're getting a flagship phone for this price point. So even if you look at a Galaxy A53, there's no way that these phones, these mid-range phones, and that goes for any brand, any mid-range phone out right now, is going to cost $400 to $500. They're not as good and not as polished as this phone. So that's definitely one of the first things. You're getting a great deal when it comes to the price. Next is going to be the design on this phone. I absolutely love the way this phone looks and the way it feels in the hand. So it's an aluminum frame, it's a glass back on here. I love that Samsung kept the sort of cutout that they took away, with the Ultras, and it's still here on the standard S22, and I think it still looks really good. A lot of people really like that look. I love the screen to body ratio on this phone as well too. It has a really nice edge to edge screen on here, and overall it's somewhat of a light phone, so it doesn't feel heavy. Like I said, the screen is a 6.1 inch display, so it feels very comfortable even with people with smaller hands. Just the way that they did the whole design with the curved sort of edges on here and stuff like that, it just feels very comfortable in the hand. I absolutely love using it. And just look at the screen design, look at those bezels on here. So it's just a really nice, you have a 6.1 inch 120 hertz display. It is HDR10 plus. It's a very bright display at 1300 nits peak brightness, so very easy to see outdoors. It's 1080p and 425 for the PPI. I absolutely love the screen on here. I think a lot of people will appreciate the design on here. Like I said, big fan of the slim bezels. Very nice small punch hole on here. It has an awesome design on here, and what's really nice about the design is it doesn't really pick up fingerprints and stuff like that. So you have that sort of aluminum sort of texture on the back here, or the matte texture I should say. It just looks really nice. This is one of the most important things if you're a gamer or if you're just a power user. So this phone does have the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor, so it will do way better than a Galaxy A53, way better, and then way better than an A73. Matter of fact, it'll beat most mid-range phones in terms of graphic performance. And remember, we're paying $400 for flagship quality gaming on here, and overall just flagship quality speed on here. So you have 128 gigs of internal storage. There's an 8 gigabyte version, and then you also have 256 gigs with 8 gigabyte version as well too. And this thing does a really great job with gaming on here. Like for a game like PUBG, it plays it no problem. We can play at HDR Extreme, and it holds to 60 frames very, very smoothly, very, very steady. So that's definitely one thing. Like if you're a gamer, it doesn't make sense to go with a mid-range phone if you could just get this phone for that price point, guys. So I highly recommend, if you're a gamer or if you're a power user, like you do a lot of video editing, stuff like that on your phone, then definitely this is a phone that you want to check out here. And I'll also show you guys the Geekbench scores as well too. As you guys can see, these were run on Android 12. You guys can see how they compare. So it's, basically on par with, flagship phone, right? Poco F3, you can see it's pretty much on par. Does a little bit better. Let's talk about the cameras, because that is like the main thing people like to do. Even though I'm not a huge camera person, I don't take a lot of photos personally myself. But I've taken a lot of photos with this phone. I've compared it to the best phones out right now, Galaxy S22 Ultra, the iPhone 14 Pro. This phone does a fantastic job in terms of image quality. You're getting basically flagship quality photos with this as well. It has a 50 megapixel standard, a 10 megapixel telephoto lens with 3x optical zoom and then a 12 megapixel ultra wide. It can shoot in 8K 24 and then has a 10 megapixel selfie cam on here that shoots in 4K 60. You guys can see from the shots themselves, extremely clean, very well detailed shots. A lot of people prefer the S22's photos, even compared to the iPhone 14 Pro. A lot of people were choosing, if you guys didn't see that that comparison video. These are some extremely clean. Samsung has some very punchy colors on here. They're always going to bring the colors up and make them seem like, you know, really alive and stuff like that. Great low light photography, great video performance, and like I said, it's typically going to outdo you know, a mid-range phone in its price range. So I would highly recommend, if you're somebody that takes a lot of photos, you will be blown away with the image quality of this phone. I really enjoyed it. You can see the pictures for yourself. Just really awesome photo quality here in terms of dynamic range, in terms of the zoom, in terms of the ultra wide being really nice. It's just going to give you some great shots. Not only that, but Samsung also has a great editor as well, in terms of just being able to edit photos and stuff. They have a lot of powerful features in the camera application as well too, or the camera gallery. So definitely this phone is awesome for taking photos. Alright, so again, if you are a power user, this phone does have a lot of the bells and whistles that a lot of people like. So the under the display fingerprint sensor is extremely fast. We also have face unlock as well too on this phone. But not only that, we get basically everything that you could get in the Ultra, as in terms of Samsung desktop support being on here, being able to beam my phone to a PC or a smart TV and be able to just view content on there. Or we can do secure folders on here. Reverse wireless charging is on here. Not only that, but here's a very important thing. This phone gets the same software treatment as the S22 Ultra. So this phone will have a very long lifespan. I believe Samsung is going to give us like 4 or 5 years of major OS updates, and then another 4 to 5 years of security patches. So this phone has an extremely long lifespan. If you buy it, you can hold it for basically like 8 years at least, and not have to upgrade, because it's still going to be powerful many years from right now. So it does have all the bells and whistles, pretty much everything that you can ask for. The only thing is missing, of course, is like the S Pen stuff and all that good stuff. But other than that, you're not really missing out on anything when it comes to the software side of it. Not only that, but the speakers on this phone are pretty impressive. I'll go ahead and let you guys hear them maxed out. So you get pretty good bass on here, and overall very good speaker quality with this phone, considering the size of it. Alright, so the last thing is battery life. So my battery experience has been pretty good with this phone. I wanted to really use it, so that's why I waited a month. And this phone, it can get you 6 hours of screen on time. I do wish standby time was a little bit better, but I've never had this phone actually die on me within a day here. So it does have a 3700 milliamp battery. It does have 25-watt charging, and it does have wireless and reverse wireless charging as well too. So the battery experience has been fairly good on this phone. This is a phone you can pretty much get through a full day with if you're not like a heavy gamer or anything like that. I didn't find myself really having to worry about the battery life. So in general, this is just one of the best deals that you can pick up for 2022, and really going into 2023. I believe the price will most likely drop as we get close to the S23 lineup. This is just going to be a phenomenal buy for anyone really. So what do you guys think? Would you guys buy this phone? Be sure to let me know. I'll catch you guys in the next one.